Folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, we're about a day and a half away from the winter storm that's got everyone terrified. And, you know, you should certainly be prepared for that, because for those of you that live in that band right there in the kind of the Midwest, over to the east, upper south, you know, it looks like we're all going to receive some decent winter storm, ice, snow, sleet, rain, that kind of stuff. But I don't think it's going to be, you know, anything that's so out of the ordinary. You know, it's not something any different than we get every few years. But still be prepared for it. Still stock up, because I don't know, there's been so much hype about this winter storm, more than I've ever seen before. And then just the whole state of how things are and how people are right now. There's this tension and this fear. The possibility of people kind of overreacting to it, panicking over this ice storm, snowstorm, I think is kind of a strong possibility. So just be ready for it. Don't do anything ridiculous. Stay home if you can. You know, have supplies and stuff stocked up in case you lose power. You know, that kind of stuff. It's really common sense, but definitely be prepared for it. Several states have now re-implemented mask mandates. You know, all the typical players, you know, New York, California, Michigan, Illinois, places like that, a few others. They've all implemented mask mandates because they're calling it a quademic. Various different illnesses that are totally common during this time of the year. They're panicking about it, along with the H5N1 bird flu, which pretty much now it's just accepted. All the mainstream news and experts are saying that the United States government has completely lost control of this, that it's now completely out of control. It's all over in animals. Virtually all kinds of animals are getting it. And now it's making its way little by little into human population. And so that's another thing. Just be ready for that. You know, and people are getting sick. There's definitely a lot of little bugs going around. I mean, I know it's that time of the year. It's pretty common. But there's a lot of cases of various other things. China has already declared emergency over it. There are talks here in the United States and certain states of declaring a state of emergency because of, you know, the flu or norovirus or COVID, or, you know, all these different things that's going around, flu and stuff, or pneumonia. So they're doing their best to try to bring that back. Makes sense to kind of be prepared for it, right? This whole deal with these attacks that's gone on, probably it's getting close. It's getting close to kind of the biggest staged psyop that I've seen since probably 9/11. It may not quite be to that point yet, but it's certainly getting there. A video was released of a reporter that went into the home of the attacker from New Orleans. When I first saw this, I thought, okay, this is just an elaborate staged video. You know, someone has made it kind of as a spoof, or, you know, just to you know, make money from internet traffic, right? It's not legitimate. It's, you know, they've put a lot of time and money into it, but it's not real. No, the official story is that it is real. The mainstream media has been sharing this, talking about it, running stories on it, that this is legitimate. And if you watch it with an open eye, you'll see it's ridiculous staged. You know, the front door of the house has been completely removed from the door frame and is sitting there, and yet it's like it's unharmed at all. No scuffs, anything. But yet they didn't just kick the door in. It's crazy. The hype to this is building, and several prominent people, Tom Holman, who's the guy that's going to be the new border czar, he is warning that there are more attacks coming. Donald Trump has implied that. Elon Musk has implied that. There's a lot of people, even on both sides of the aisle, warning that, there will be more of this, that this is not over, that this is part of a bigger, elaborate thing, that we're going to start seeing more of these attacks. Just in the last 24 hours or so, there's been a lot of strange things in the news. Some planes fall out of the sky. A big semi-truck was stopped, I believe it was up in Pennsylvania, because of a potential bomb on board. A lot of stuff that just seems like a lot of things happening all at once. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just, kind of what I've said before. They throw a bunch of stuff against the wall to see what sticks, to just confuse and disrupt things. But yeah, I think that there's a strong possibility that there's more stuff coming. The Biden administration seems pretty serious about preemptively striking Iran before Donald Trump takes office. And Israel seems to be saying kind of the same thing. So, over the next couple of weeks, few days, couple of weeks, are we going to see, aggressive actions, strikes with Iran? Are we going to see a war start there? Who knows? It's a lot of stuff all of a sudden. It's like, the 2025 definitely came in with a bang, literally and figuratively. And I think it's, for the most part, to kind of disrupt things. We've got to disrupt this transition of power. We've got to keep everyone on edge. We've got to, bring about a lot of fear, and because that's how they control us. That's the fear is the control. They get everyone terrified of, the boogeyman coming after you, and then, you're more okay with the government taking more control and power over your life. And that's been used for a very long time, folks. This is nothing new. And so we need to be aware of that's what's happening, and be prepared for more disruptions, more strikes. There's already some pictures floating around online of various grocery stores where, shelves are starting to empty out. I'm not saying that that's everywhere, and I'm not saying that you're going to have to deal with it, but between, things like egg shortages, because of high prices of eggs, this winter storm, terrorist attacks, H5N1 and all these other diseases flying around, and, mask mandates being implemented. The real possibility of there being, at least temporary food shortages, panic buying in the grocery stores is very real. You should probably be prepared for that. The possibility of terrorist attacks against infrastructure, like the electrical grid or water supply, very real. Should probably be prepared for that. Fuel, just, it's winter and there's a storm coming and all this kind of stuff. It kind of dries up. Should probably be prepared for that. Most of this stuff is common sense. It's if you can push aside the panic and the fear and all this kind of stuff and just use your common sense, you'll kind of figure it out. Problem is there doesn't seem to be a lot of common sense nowadays. People just, I don't know. I don't even know. It's like they've lost their minds. But you need to just kind of think through this calmly. Don't panic. There's no reason to panic, but there is a reason to take things seriously, and get yourselves kind of ready. And so that's what you need to do, is just start stocking up, topping things off, make sure your batteries are all charged, fuel is ready, the things that you have in place or the ideas that you have in place to handle a grid down. You should probably be doing that. There's been several X-class solar flares in the last week or so. Nothing dangerous or anything, but are they going to stage that? Oh, there's a big solar flare, it's going to knock out the grid. Who knows? Just be ready. because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. It's almost to the point of overwhelming, and so much of it is overtly staged. They're not even getting good at it anymore. It's like they don't even care. It's like they're just halfway trying to stage and do false flags anymore. They're not even careful about making it pretty realistic. And so when it comes to that carelessness and the amount that's happening, tells me that we're kind of on the verge of things kind of going sideways. And so you should probably be ready for that. It's time to get your houses in order and prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.